Are you a die-hard BLUELOCK fan who feels you're missing out on some crucial details? You're not alone. In this video, we're diving deep into the world of BLUELOCK, from hidden plot twists to character motivations. Oliver Aiku is one of the many new characters introduced in the newest season of BLUELOCK. A unique thing about him is his heterochromia iridium condition, because of which his eyes differ in color. One's green, while the other's blue in the anime and purple in the manga. That's a pretty unique feature for his personality off-field. But when it comes to the game itself, he's a gifted center back in Japan's under-20 team, and he is fierce when it comes to both offense and defense. However, if you pay close attention to him on the field, you'll notice an interesting detail. Whenever Aiku is on the defensive, there's an emphasis on his left eye, which is the green one. In one scene during the BLUELOCK vs Japan under-20 match, Bachara and Isagi are homing in on a goal, when out of nowhere, Aiku pops up and steals back the ball. Now if you look at Aiku, you can see there's a clear emphasis on his left green eye during this moment. Likewise, when Oliver goes on the offensive, his right blue eye is always focused on. You could say it's a coincidence, but there are just way too many scenes in the manga implying this to be so. It's also highly likely that Aiku possesses two egos, one for offense and another for defense, since he tends to get fired up in both play styles, which is rare given that BLUELOCK is meant to prioritize strikers. The next two speculations are about Jinpachi Ego, and no, they aren't that Ego has cancer and is secretly wearing a wig. Time and again, Isagi has displayed his thirst for becoming the best striker in the world, and like everything else happening inside of the BLUELOCK facility, nothing goes unnoticed by Jinpachi Ego. As the anime and manga progress, you can see that Ego becomes more and more obsessed with Isagi, getting to a creepy point. But there's a theory suggesting Jinpachi sees a younger version of himself in Isagi. Maybe Isagi's hunger for strength and skills makes Jinpachi reminiscent of his days when he played soccer, especially since, in a way, both Isagi and Jinpachi tend to manipulate the people around them. There's also another Jinpachi Ego theory, which suggests his goals aren't really what he says they are. In the beginning of BLUELOCK, Jinpachi makes it clear that only one person will win BLUELOCK. Everyone else will be eliminated and barred from joining the national team for life. See, but the thing is that this seems a little contradictory to Jinpachi's vision. Jinpachi looks down upon the entire Japanese soccer system, not just the strikers. He believes there's a lack of ego in every player on the national team. That's why they haven't won the World Cup. It's very likely that in the end, BLUELOCK won't have only one winner. Instead, at least a team of 11 players with huge egos will be selected to play for Japan. Ego wants to create an entire team, not a striker. That's just a cover-up, since when you look at his philosophy, he despises the passive Japanese soccer, and instead wants to push hyper-aggressive playstyles. If Jinpachi instills the fear of only one person winning BLUELOCK, everyone will start working extremely hard. The result? Even if one person wins BLUELOCK, there will be 20 more nearly as skilled as that player waiting for their turn. That's when Jinpachi will reveal that not just one, but the top 11 players will form a team to represent Japan, as they have all proven they are willing to do anything to win. If you look at it another way, it makes sense, since Isagi in essence is the world's best midfielder. He's like the pillar on which the team rests. It's more likely someone like Rin might become Japan's lead striker. Now Isagi is the main character of the anime, and you can't just toss him in the bin. So it's certain that if someone else wins, Isagi will probably be made the midfielder or captain because he can do everything perfectly and help others tap into their egos. Remember Kira Ryosuke? The so-called prodigy was eliminated in the beginning of BLUELOCK. Kira's elimination was how the anime set up its tone. With only 20 seconds on the clock left, Isagi could have hit Kani with the ball, taken his revenge, and been safe from elimination. However, to stroke his ego and prove he could become the best striker in the world, Isagi set his sights on Bachara, who interestingly stole the ball from him, and then passed it back to Isagi, who rammed it on Kira's face. This was the ultimate display of ego, but there's this running joke in the fandom surrounding this moment. It's that Kira did not take his elimination lightly, and that on the outside, he's going insane and training every day in hopes of getting his revenge against Isagi. Eventually, Kira will return to us overpowered sometime soon, and will face off against both Bachara and Isagi. This theory popped up 2 years ago, and it has gathered a cult following. It's hard to see someone narcissistic like Kira giving up on his dreams. That said, if you've been keeping up with the manga, it's been so long that there's no way the creator is thinking of doing this. Hyoma Chigiri tore his ACL once, and that compromised his running speed. While Isagi helped Chigiri overcome his fear, there's a theory that Chigiri will suffer another ACL tear somewhere down the line. There's nothing backing this claim up, but a future where Chigiri is injured again, and this time retires for good, doesn't sound too far-fetched. So who knows? There are one of two ways Blue Lock might end. In the first, someone is going to win the contest, and the manga will just say that they'll go on to play for Japan. In the second, and more likely scenario, we might get to see a time skip, after which a global tournament arc will take place. Characters like Isagi, Rin, and Bachira all will be in their late 20s, and a part of Japan's international team. The FIFA World Cup will start, and then the egocentric Blue Lock players will represent Japan, and face off against elite players from around the world. We might even get to see Ronaldo and Messi. Here's another interesting theory not many have heard of. That's probably because I made it up right now. But what if Blue Lock isn't the end of the search for the best striker on Earth? What if this is only the first generation of Blue Lock, and there's going to be another Blue Lock right after? Jinpachi's ideology is clear. He wants a rebirth of Japanese soccer. However, things will keep on changing. People will evolve. And that's why the search for the best striker in the world will never end. Today, it might be Isagi. Tomorrow, a new prodigy will be born. And he must be brought into the spotlight. Blue Lock may continue forever. And after Jinpachi, Isagi might take over, given both characters' identical egotistic nature.